And you know how much money they got, they didn't stop. And this is stimulus money we're talking about. The federal government is driving this down clear across the country. Everybody's got their hand in the pocket. Everybody's got their hand in the pocket. Towns have, states have. And this, the Green Mountain Power Company, they have. And it's going to happen. And I don't know what our path is going to be to stop them. I mean, Shirley and Don Nelson, God bless them, have been working it's in their backyard. And they've been working their butt off. And they're talking to blank faces, aren't you? Kind of. And let's see it here. So I mean, I think we're getting that pitch fever here, and I don't know where it's going to go. I think, you know, we talk about it being logical or it's going to pay for itself. I can give you my own personal thing on my farm. I don't know if you've been watching my farm the last year and a half. I put a $50,000 manure pit in front of my farm to take care of my milk cows and milking pile of water, which I already had a pit, but it wasn't engineered. And Vermont passed a law 2 years ago, all these pits have to be engineered. So we spent $50,000, put an engineered pit, it doesn't work. And now, I don't know if you've seen the dirt work over there now, on our farm, on Route 14. Now we're going to spend, the federal government's going to come on our farm, and they're going to spend $120,000 on our farm to catch my stormwater off my barnyard and treat it. So now I'm going to have 2 pits of water I'm going to have to spread at my expense to no benefit to my farm. But if I want to milk cows for a living, which I don't know why, we put our barn back up here so we could, spent $6,000 on that. And that's being shoved down my throat. I have no choice. If I don't do that, I can put this stormwater thing in for $25,000 on my own, but I'm not an engineer. It's got to be engineered. They can engineer the same thing and it ain't going to work. I can guarantee it's not going to work. I can see the plenty. And we're fighting already. There's nothing I can do about it. And all those farmers are in that boat. And this whole thing is that's the way it is. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know. I just know it happens. It happens to me. So this windmill tower fight is bigger fight than mine work with.
Then?
Just a quick one. If the towns all voted against it, would that stop it?
No.
It wouldn't.
No, that depends strictly on the finding of the public service board. It would be based on the case made by the town. And in order to make that case then, the town, again, you got to put on that jersey and get out on the field and play ball. And that means spending money. So, the Conservation Commission, we're all volunteers in this operation. And we do not have the training or the skills to represent the town in this process. If being a legal party means that you plan to participate actively, then the town of Craftsbury has to spend money. It has to hire attorneys or an attorney, and it may have to hire consultants. And that costs probably as much as Willie's manure pit. Maybe a little more. Yeah, and no lawyers, please. But I mean, that's I don't want to tell the select board what decisions they have to make, but that's in the realm of select board and the voters in Craftsbury. What do you want to do? Do you want to spend money?
Yes, sir.
You're right, Myrisburg, and I think that wind towers is like the second best idea that the government's come up with. And the first one was making ethanol from corn out west. And they've got about 95% recovery on it, I think. And the other thing I wanted to say, I heard recently, like third hand, it wasn't direct, but the way they're going to make money up there is when the wind's not blowing, it's not like they're not going to make money. They're going to sell power that they get from another fossil fuel and ship that at the renewable rate. That's what I heard. That seems like a stopper right there. But that's, you know, that's hearsay. We don't seem to know. Big mystery.
Point of information, somebody asked about, well, would 5 towns or however many there are voting no stop it? And the answer was no. So my question is, what would?
It has to be a finding by the Public Service Board that the project, that the applicant does not meet all the criteria that the applicant is required to meet. And
Which is the
wildlife
certificate-
findings, water findings, all of those, or one of those, or several of those.
Okay.
But just the generic towns opposing the project doesn't meet that standard.
So you're talking about our possibility of doing our homework with respect to the certificate of public good, air, water, wildlife, so on. So really there's homework to do. You know, in other words, all the information about how will the wildlife in this area be affected, how will the air quality here be affected, how will water resources and aquifers be affected, as well and so on. All those issues that need to be submitted to the Public Service Board by what? September 2nd?
Well, there's a lengthy process through which all of that gets submitted, but one of the things you're talking about there is the findings of consultants. Now, Green Mountain Power has its own professional people who have done assessments of all of those things that you're talking about in filing their complete application. And just in general, their findings were that there would be no undue adverse impact on wildlife. There would be no undue adverse impact on water resources. There would be no undue impact adverse. I can't even say that 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
So on the variety of criteria which were being evaluated, so you would have to appear in that process, encounter that expert's findings with your expert findings. So that means hiring experts as well. So I'm not discouraging this. I'm just trying to tell you what lies in front of you here if you wish to put on the jersey and get on the field.
Well, as in towns, the Conservation Commission, they are our representatives, or supposed to be. I assume. So, well, as a town, in other words, the challenge is to respond and to show information which calls into question the findings that there's no undue problem, no undue impact. So isn't that your charge then, with help, obviously? But it just seems to me that there are some things that get done that are irrevocable. Should this happen, like BP, say it'll be okay in a couple of years, they don't know what they're talking about, because it's never happened before. We don't know what's going to happen, because we've never had this. But to the best of our knowledge, isn't this something worth putting up every resource we have? Not talking about a town going into bankruptcy to pay a lawyer, but to be a class of towns, to say together we're going to try and do something, because, excuse me,
We're the ones that are that.
I'm just saying, couldn't we as a group of towns be a class action group that does something? Because really the effects of this is not about Willie Road, this is irrevocable stuff. And it seems to me it's worth doing, worth research, worth the energy. I'm sure there are plenty of us who can help you if that's what you needed to do some digging around, get some information, get people who perhaps volunteer to say, I'll look up and find out what happens to is, you know, 93